This Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, he is a author of Snake and also the Mirror. Snake and the Mirror, right? So, what are the summary that we can take from this lesson? A person should not be greedy. Not greedy. A person should not be so much. He should not feel to the heights, and he should not be he should not avoid the situation and which was natural and which is not we should not run around the worldly things, right? And we should not be to the heights, and we should not completely think about ourselves so perfect and so like how we are. We should not be in the praising mood, right? And he was sarcastically telling about the personality of a person, right? Like a doctor, and how he was thinking while he was in a relaxed mood, and how he compared that the reflection with a wonder of adjectives, right? Lot of adjectives that he praised himself a lot, right? And how he turned as a snake attacked him, right? And how he felt that the snake is also praises its reflection while it is facing a mirror, right? So he was just sarcastically compared all these things together, and he put a story on the snake and the mirror. This Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, he is a fictional story writer. Okay, he has translated many books into other languages, okay, like English, and some he has written in Hindi and other Urdu languages. Like that, he has translated into many other languages. His books are so popular because of his down earth style writing. What sort of writing he is having? He is having down earth style writing. What is down earth style writing? It is the natural comparison with little sarcasm. Okay, so with little satirical way of words, we were comparing the different kinds of situations as it is familiar to the real life. Many were impressed by his words and his writings. So that's why he became so popular along the all the years. And this Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, he wrote this fictional story, and you know, you are having at the end of your lesson, you are having poster preparation and also the poster preparation and also the to write a story writing on this also, right? So you will be having all these things, and apart from this all, we can conclude this session, this snake and the mirror, with thing that here a person, here the personality, how it is reacted according to the situations we have seen so far. And we have seen the style of writing of Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, right? So now we will discuss about the other part of our discussion, that is so called as a duck and a kangaroo. Okay, now we will start about a poem which is so called as Duck and a Kangaroo. And before starting about the poem Duck and a Kangaroo, let me tell you about the various types of words that we have seen so far. What are the words that we have seen so far? The gabble, right? Roof, parting, and we have seen what is down to earth styling, west, right? And we are having a plenty of glossary that we will discuss in the later session regarding the glossary of and the grammar regarding the snake and the mirror. And now we will talk about a poem which is describing about one bird and also a animal. Okay, so our next thing is discussing about the duck and a kangaroo. So, before talking about this duck and a kangaroo, you need to know about the type of the tenses that are present in the snake and the mirror. So, the type of the tenses that these are the use that you need to know about this, right? So, have you seen the simple past tense, the grammar simple past tense that I will discuss here, okay? After glossary, we were seeing the simple past tense and the past perfect tense. Right. In the simple past tense, what is simple past tense? Simple past tense in the sense, the things which had happened in the past, which are already over, we were talking about it, then it is termed as what? Simple past tense. There we will use the verb in the past form, in the V2 form. Here also we will use, but in the simple past, what is the main difference between the simple past tense and simple perfect tense? Simple past tense, here the verb which is used is completely the V2 verb, and whereas the simple perfect tense, simple past perfect tense, here you will be having the had and past participle. And here the main difference here is V2 we will use, whereas here we will use had plus the verb we will always will follow and the past participle, right? So I'll give you one in your textbook you are having, right? I brushed my teeth, I had my breakfast. So how you will change this sentence into the simple perfect tense? How you will write this? I brushed my teeth, that is a past tense. I had my breakfast, that is a perfect tense. How you will join and how you will write that? I'll write here. Right? So, if you are having these two things with you, then you can write right. So, how you will write this? I brushed my teeth, I had my breakfast. So, after I brushed my teeth, I had my breakfast. So, how you can write this sentence? These two are the two sentences, right? This is one part and this is one part. This is the past tense, this is the perfect tense, right? So, how you will write these two things together? You can write after I brushed my teeth, I had my breakfast. Right, here you need to understand the difference between the perfect tense and also the past tense. In the past tense, what you will observe? The verb is changed here, means the action is completely over in the past. Whereas the perfect tense takes the help of one pronoun, I mean the verb which is so called as the pronoun that is had, which is already over in some time before, then it can be termed as a perfect tense, right? The something, the action which has completely over but before something else, then it is so called as a perfect tense. And you are also having, she started to go market, it rained heavily. In your sentence here, and one more examples are there, we'll discuss about those examples also. If I give you here one more sentence, I played with my sister, okay? I played with my sister. If I ask you to, I played with my sister and after all I had my meal. Okay, so for this sentence what you can write, I played with my sister, I had my meal. So how you will change and how you will club these two sentences? How you will write, before I played with my sister and then I had my meal, right? So what we have, I brushed my teeth, I had my breakfast, right? Here after brushing I just had my breakfast, means I have taken my breakfast after brushing my teeth, means one action I need to brush first and then I have to finish the other thing, that is taking the breakfast. Here what I am doing, the first thing, I played with my sister, played is the V2, right? And with my sister, this is completely the past tense, and I had my meal, this is the perfect tense, right? So here what sort of changes that I can do? Before I played with my sister and I had my meal. So it is perfect, right? I clubbed these two sentences. So did you understand the difference between the past tense and also the past perfect tense? The actions which were happened in the earlier, then those are called as the past actions or the past tense, whereas the things which were taking the help of the had and they were finished in the past and they were using the past participle also, then you can say that as a perfectly, some actions they happened in the past which were talking about something else which are happened in the past and they were saying something, the information, the thing about the things, then you can take that as an example for the past perfect tense. What here the past perfect tense is saying? The brushing is over, right? After the brushing only then you are having the breakfast, right? Here you have taken the help of a pronoun which is so called as the had, and after all you were having the breakfast here, right? Means this action was happened in the past and it was saying the information of happened action. It is giving the information about the happened action, additional information, right? So you can say here that these are the good examples for the simple past tense and also the past perfect tense. Let's take 2 to 3 examples also. You can write I went to movie with my family, right? So I'll rub it and I'll write the examples. So you practice the things, I'll give you some common examples, then you practice the things which are present below the glossary, okay? So here I went to movie with my family. I had right? So if I am telling you to solve this, I went to movie with my family, I had my lunch. I will write after going to, you can write I went to movie with my family, I had my lunch. After I went to movie, or before I went to, before you cannot write, after I went to movie with my family, I had my meal, right? So I had my meal later, or you can write it had rained heavily. I went to movie with my family, there it had rained heavily. After I went to movie with my family, it had rained heavily. You can write here heavily because it is repeating, right? Right? You can complete a sentence. What I can write here? After I went to movie with my family, it had rained heavily. Right? So, after I went to movie with my family, when I just went to movie with my family, there the rain was so heavy there. That I want to convey here. So, here additionally with the help of the past perfect tense, but I am giving the additional information that I am giving there the rain was so heavy. Right? So, that I am giving the information with the help of the past tense also. Simple past tense. This is simple past tense and this is the past perfect tense. Those two are joined together to form after I went to movie with my family, it had rained heavily. Right? Like this you will be having some examples in below your glossary. You can solve it by using these techniques. These principles. By following these structures you can solve them. I think you know the structure of the simple past tense and past perfect tense, right? So now we are now going to discuss about the duck and a kangaroo. Okay, so there in the last you are also having the poster preparation regarding a competition, right? Regarding a comedian, there you having a poster preparation there with the help of some clues that I have given there. We need to prepare effective poster preparation or poster. By looking at poster, we were inviting a lot of comedians to participate in the effective poster preparation will get an award prize that we'll discuss in the other session completely regarding all these things and how to fill a passage with relevant prepositions, verbs and nouns, adjectives like that, and how we have to write the biography and all this grammar that we will discuss about in the later session. Okay, now we will start about the other lesson or other poem which is so called as Duck and a Kangaroo. Okay, duck and a kangaroo. Okay, have you ever seen the duck, kangaroo, all these things, right? When you visit, they are present nearby your surroundings? No. Either you are just domesticating them? No. Duck. Most frequently you will observe the ducks across the ponds, ditches or near the lakes you will observe, right? In only a particular environment they will stay. But here the kangaroo homeland is what? Australia, right? So we will observe most frequently the kangaroos in the Australia and only in some part of the area, some areas of the world, whereas the duck is observed in the ponds, lakes, the water bodies, right? Ditches. So you will observe this. The duck that the duck can move or it can live in the water and also in the land. It is a terrestrial one, right? Right. So duck can walk or it can stay in the land or in the what? In the water. Right? Most probably you will observe the ducks in the ponds, lakes, ditches, and kangaroos homeland is the Australia. And kangaroos, how the kangaroo will look? It will be having a pouch over it and it is having a long tail, right? It will hop a lot, jump. It can jump and it can hop over to the long distances also, right? Its the main job is to hop a lot, means jumping. It can give you the brisk jumping, or it will move to the long distances with the help of hopping only. What kangaroo will do? It will do the hopping, right? So slight jumping is termed as the hopping, right? And so what duck will do? Duck will always it will just swim over the water bodies. It swims, right? And it makes the sound of quack, right? So it makes the sound of quack, right? So these two, in this lesson we are going to discuss about the conversation between a duck and a kangaroo. Okay, so how they approached each other, then what is their discussion, that we will be discussing now. Okay, here a duck will be watching a kangaroo. Okay, so this duck is watching the kangaroo and it was so surprised that how a kangaroo will hop all the time. How it hops all the time. It was so surprised that how the kangaroo will hop over the time and about its structure, and this duck is always dreamt of hopping like this. Okay, it was so obsessed, means it was so interested and very keen about this hopping, because it felt so lazy and it is uncomfortable and it is not feeling happy. It is so disappointed all the time staying in the ponds or in these ditches. Where these ducks will be present, they are present in the untidy ponds, right? Means not that much clean, in the muddy ponds, right? So it was so disappointed. It is not interested to all the time roam around these untidy ponds and ditches, these lakes. So what it felt, it just want to hop like a kangaroo here. So it just wanted to hop like as the same manner the kangaroo hops here. So as soon it approached the kangaroo, it asked that duck, how you will hop, how graciously you will all the time you will hop. It was just questioning that kangaroo, this duck. Okay, then it just expressed its feeling that it was interested to hop just like a kangaroo here. So then it was just asking that kangaroo, please let me know how to hop, and please I just want to hop like you, and I just want to roam all around the world, and I just want to enjoy the beauty of the nature by hopping. It just expressing its feeling by just looking into the kangaroo. It was just expressing its feeling while it was interacting with this kangaroo. Okay, so later on what happens, this duck was asking this kangaroo to jump like that of kangaroo. Then it asked that I will sit over you and I will catch you tightly, and so that I can hop like you, or I can experience the hopping and I can enjoy and I can observe the world around the world around us. It explained that. Then the kangaroo said that no, it's not possible. If you sit at me, if you sit on me, the legs of, have you ever observed the duck, right? It is having the legs attached with the skin, right? Like this. They are so harsh, and when it sits on the kangaroo, the sharp edges of the feet of the duck, they will be just passing into the kangaroo, to the skin. It will be completely just there will be a friction between the duck legs and also the skin of the kangaroo. It may cause the rheumatitis. What is rheumatitis? It was saying that I will feel rheumatis. What is rheumatis? A muscular pain. Okay. So it said that if you sat on me or if you're just sitting on me while I am hopping, there will be a friction when I am hopping. Then the legs, you will be sitting on me, no? Then the legs will be the legs and the skin of my kangaroo. When I am hopping, there will be a friction between us, and thereby it will hurt my skin, and I will get the muscular pain. So it said and expressed its feeling towards a duck. Then the duck said that no, I am having a pair of socks which will be completely just covering my feet. Okay, so it said that I will cover my feet with the help of a sock, okay, which are so soft just like a feather. So when I sit on you, it will not hurt when you are just hopping. So it said that when I am hopping, when you are hopping, it will not hurt you, it will not cause any rheumatis to you, so that it will be very enjoyable, my run, and you will not get hurted, it just explained. Then later on, this duck will then this kangaroo will direct the duck to catch its tail, okay, and to catch its tail and to sit on the tail while it is hopping. Then there will be no friction or no rheumatis or no pain and no hurt to the skin of the kangaroo. So it can hop so freely because of that bodily structure only. The kangaroo can hop over the long distances. Okay, because of the tail only, it can hop to the long distances. So that hopping, interesting hopping, this duck wanted to enjoy, and it has to roam around the nature. It just wanted to, it was so interested about this. Then as soon as it explained, that kangaroo explained this to duck, then it started holding the tail of the kangaroo, and it sat on the kangaroo with the help of this kangaroo. Then it just hopped it, and it just moved around, and it took 2 to 3 rounds around the nature, and completely successfully they traveled all the day, and they enjoyed the beauty of the nature. So at the end we can say that the conversation between two different worlds, they got interacted with each other, right, and they shared their feelings with each other, and they helped each other, and they just shared their feelings with each other, and completely they have completed the work which they aimed to do, right. Duck always dreamt of roaming around the nature it wanted to enjoy the nature of hopping, right, whereas the kangaroo wanted to help the duck because by observing its interest towards hopping, right. So both get benefited, and they become nice friends, and they help each other here. So we can see that here the nature, the beauty of the nature was experienced with the help of the kangaroo. Who was enjoying here? The duck was enjoying here. With the help of what? With the kangaroo. So we will have the discussion of the poet in the later session. First, you need to have, and we will have a small summary regarding this poem also, and we will talk about the glossary in the later session. I hope you understand this.